What is up, everybody? Welcome to Deep Dive number 4. My name is Jazz. I'm your host tonight. This is our series where I bring in people that I find in the space to be very positive and that are doing good things in the space. And I like to showcase these people and bring them out. And because we live in such a toxic world of NFTs and Web3, that I find it's very important that these people that are doing so good for others in the space need to be showcased, and we need to talk about them, and we kind of get to understand their brain a little bit and why they do what they do. So without further ado, I'm going to bring my great friend, Rob, who I've got to work with a lot in this space, and he has built really cool stuff, and he does a lot for other people. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Rob. What's up, Rob? How's everything tonight?
Hey, yeah, very good, man. Thanks very much for inviting me on.
No, man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you making the time for this. I know
No
we all
problem.
live busy schedules in Web3 and in real life. So how's the world treating you? I know it's nighttime where you're at.
Yeah. 1 minute past 9 here. Been 30 degrees weather, which is strange for the UK. So yeah, enjoying that while we can. Yeah,
30,
man, all good, all
so
good.
it's a little warmer than it is because 30 degrees is Celsius because I live in America. You know we're backwards.
Uh-huh.
So 30 degrees in Celsius is like what, like 100 Fahrenheit, right?
Something like that. Yeah, it's hot. It's really hot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 93 here, but it's also 4 o'clock in the afternoon where I'm at. I'm in sunny Florida, where we just go to sweat. We go
Yeah,
to
we're not used to
retire
it
and
here.
sweat.
We have no
Um,
air conditioning or anything. So yeah, I'm here with windows open, just doing what I can.
Vince is in the chat, everybody. Once he comes back, you'll get used to seeing him. I know there's a lot of new people watching tonight. But this is just one of our series. It's not really the main content of the shows. So you'll get used to Vince as soon as he's back. But yes, I am running the HD camera. Hopefully it doesn't overheat like it did last show, but we're gonna find out, right? So to get the show started, man, I just want to ask you a simple question, like why Web3? Like what made you focus on Web3 in your life?
I mean, I fell into it like pretty much totally I say by accident. It was I came across a news article. I knew nothing and absolutely nothing about Web3 back in 2020, 2021. And I came across a news article that said Dogecoin has done a 3x in 24 hours. I was like, oh, this looks like really easy money. Like, I think that's kind of the way that everyone kind of falls into it, right? And I just made some small investments and just started kind of getting to know communities. I fell into the Woof Solana, which I'm sure a lot of people know about them. I fell into their Discord and I just fell in love with the space. I loved what they were doing. I love the whole community aspect. You know, I work from home. I stay at home all the time, so just being able to kind of connect with people was really cool. And I just loved like what they were doing with the whole community side of things. And yeah, I kind of decided I wanted to have the opportunity to kind of do it myself, which is how we ended up starting SkullClub.
Yeah, man. I just love what you do, man. I've had the pleasure of working with you in the early days of SkullClub, and I will say it was one of the funnest I had building a project.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun there, and I enjoyed working with you, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on the show, because I got to see firsthand what you were doing for other people. And there's so many communities and there's so many projects out there that legit will just mint and then they don't care. Like they just make their money and then they just stride on by and they just make an announcement every once in a while and they're just like, yeah, coming soon. Yeah, this, that. But you were always like, every week we're running an event, we're giving away soul, we're giving away prizes, everything we make we're giving back to you. And that was something that I don't think a lot of people were seeing or nor still see, because it just doesn't happen. And I just want to commend you for that, man, firsthand from seeing it and being a part of it. How awesome that was, and how many people I saw you help on a weekly basis doing such things. So what made you like want to be that kind of person in this space? Like what made you say, I want to take the time and really start a project and then just give everything back to everybody and not even care if I make money or not?
So, I mean, I think for me personally, especially the fact that this was our first project, so we didn't want to overpromise anything. We really wanted to make it something that was just very kind of easygoing. You know, the mint price was very low. We didn't want anyone to invest a crazy amount with us because this was our first project. This was something that we were all going to learn from just as much as we tried to kind of teach people as they kind of come in as well. So we didn't want to go kind of too far down the rabbit hole and with these long-winded and kind kind of really serious, like a really serious roadmap on all these utilities when we're going to learn from the whole situation ourselves. So, which is why we kind of went down the route with the reward events, because then it was literally, hey, look, come and join us, invest a small amount by minting, and anything that we bring in is going to go straight back to you guys, to our holders. I think we end up giving away something like $70,000 through these live reward events, which is something that I still haven't seen ever done in the space before. But for me, it was never about making money for myself personally, because I just wanted to learn more about the space. I wanted to, just kind of build up my knowledge around the whole of the Web3 space as a whole. And I thought it would be wrong to have people invest large amounts, doing like a 4 or 5 soul mint, when really there was a bit of a risk there. We were learning at the same time. So there was always an opportunity. There was always a chance that it wasn't going to go right. As it happened, it did. It went very well, and we're now currently building Gen 2. So yeah, we're really excited about that as well.
And Apalia here, who's been an OG in the space. I've seen him since I've been in the space, saying SkullClub's still going strong, man. Appreciate the support you give to both of us in all of our endeavors.
He's one of our first holders, so yeah,
yes.
I'm glad to see him here.
Yes. So always appreciate the OGs, man. I know you're like me. You don't forget people. You remember the people that are there in the beginning, even if they leave the project and they come back, you still treat them like family.
Yeah.
And things happen, people move on, and it's just good that, to recognize people when they, are just being a strong community member. Because I don't think people realize how important it is just to be a good person in the community, because you can really help a lot of people, just redirecting people, and educating them. Like there's a lot of people that come in this space, like you and me, at one time we knew nothing. And how did we learn? And I know you started out working with, I think it was Wolf, right? Working as a mod in the server, and that's kind of how you started getting into the Web3 journey of like, hey, this is kind of cool, correct? Was that what your first kind of job in Web3 was?
Yep, that's exactly it. Yeah, so I was mod there, and I was one of those people that, like, I would wake up at 7 a.m. and I'd be straight on the Discord. I'd read every single message because I just wanted to throw myself into this space. So yeah, that's how I started with. That's how I realized that I wanted to do this as more than just a hobby. I wanted to actually kind of build something.
Yeah, for sure, man. And like I said, you definitely went a different route about it. I've worked with a lot of projects, and working with you guys, I loved it because it was just different, man. It was like my personality, because me, I like to give back. If I have extra money and extra soul in my wallet, and somebody's like, "Oh my God, I got drained," I'll try to buy back their NFTs off the floor if I can, because I'm blessed enough that I'm able to do something like that. And then that's what you did with your project. You pretty much earned all this money, and then now you went back and like, all right, well, now let's give it all back to everybody.
Yeah,
let's have fun.
It's exactly it. And I mean, I don't tell my wife, but yeah, I think our bank account's down quite a bit because I just continued giving stuff away.
I know, dude. See, problem Rob had is he used to drink live on stream. He used to do these events live on stream, guys. Not only was he just giving away stuff, my man would get on stream, have a few drinks, and he'd have this whole setup. He'd have like a whiteboard behind him with people's names on it, numbers. We'd run duck races. We'd be doing different activities and just different fun stuff, man. It really bonded the community. And I can't stress enough in this space, if you can build a sound community, it doesn't matter where the project goes, because that community will stick together. And it's like a family, and it's like your home. And like when you wake up in the morning, these holders, the first thing they do, let me hop into your server and hey, say good morning to everybody and hang out and see how people are doing, because they're my friends, they're my family. And you built that, and so that's really something in this space, regardless of floor price that everybody navigates. And oh, your floor price is this, and they judge you immediately. That's bullshit. You should never judge a project by floor price. You should judge it by the community, the utility, and the founders, and what they're doing, and if they're active and they're still doing something. So exactly, with that said, right. Where do you see like yourself in Web3? I know you're still working with SkullClub. You still have that going on. Do you still see yourself branching out and doing more projects, working with other teams? Do you see yourself just staying focused on your main project? You said there's a Gen 2 coming. Like, where do you see your future, like the next, year or two in Web3 going? I know you did mention you have a wife. So how's that work in real life,
Yeah, I mean, when we got towards the end of our roadmap, which basically was the promises in the roadmap was give everything back. And once we've done that through these live reward events, that was kind of it. That's what we promised and that's what we delivered. But it got close to the end of that, and we were looking at our treasury funds and we were like, do we really want this to end, or do we want to give this another go and go for a Gen 2? So we put it to the community. We were like, listen, do you guys want us to carry on? Shall we rerun it? Shall we go again? And they voted overwhelmingly for a yes. So, I mean, I continue to be as dedicated as ever to continuing to build SkullClub, because no one on our team wanted it to end. Myself personally, I recently took up a job with a company called Metaverse Group, which was like a temporary role with them as a community manager for them, building out events in Decentraland, which was really cool. Got an opportunity to kind of learn a lot about that. And that was about 3 or 4 months I was with them. Got to spend a bit of time in Canada, which was really cool. And when that came to an end, I threw myself back into SkullClub. So yeah, that is pretty much my main focus, alongside my boring Web 2 job, of course, as well.
And just so you guys know, when you see the coders talking in the chat, it's not me. It's Vince, Vincent from the server. So he wants to know, please tell us how to get a wife while working in Web3, asking for a friend. Now, Vince is the guy who's on vacation right now, to everybody that's been joining the coders. And we kind of had like a little server meltdown yesterday because everybody decided to check us out and kind of, bullish. They crashed our server, and Vince literally is away on vacation, and the man just went into the cave wherever he was and got shit back up and running. But yeah, so that's why he's asking how to get a wife, because the man works nonstop. He literally goes on vacation and he's doing dev shit.
The answer to that question is you don't. The only way you're going to get one is if you had one before you started in Web3, like me. That's it.
And then how do you retain that?
I don't know. I have no idea why she's still here. I don't understand it. But I must have something about me.
Yeah, it's not money. It's not looks. No, I'm joking. I'm playing.
Oh, come on.
No, we're just having fun. See, me and Rob are good friends, so we can joke around, and I love it.
We go back a while. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I've talked to you, maybe not on Face as much, but we've been in many voice channels together, talking for hours at times about projects and directions and just bullshit. So setting up events and the fun stuff. That's why I said I really enjoyed it, because like it was so fun to think like, how can we give more back to people? Let's make this fun.
Yeah, it was absolutely every single second of our conversations was, how do we give back more? And yeah, it was a really fun time. With Gen 2, we're looking to be a little bit more serious with where we're heading with it. We're currently waiting on some art concepts to come back, so things are still kind of ticking behind the scenes. We're working on it, but we've got this kind of luxury at the moment where, as I mentioned earlier, we delivered 100% of the Gen 1 roadmap. So it gave us the opportunity to kind of take a little bit of a step back and really think very hard about exactly where we wanted the project to go. Because I think a lot of people were expecting us to, at the end of the Gen 1 roadmap, just to kind of wrap it up. We'd given all the funds back. That was going to be it. So having this opportunity to kind of take that little bit of a step back has really allowed us to kind of focus our plans on where we're going to go with it. And yeah, we're very, very excited and really looking forward to sharing some news, because it has been a bit quiet. We kind of build that out, but we're ticking away and we're working as hard as ever.
Well, I think people don't realize that too. Like when we build projects in this space, and I've been part of projects where you lay out a roadmap, and then a year or so goes by and everything's been done on the roadmap, and then you come to a point in the road where you have to pivot. You have to decide, are we going to continue this? Should we move on? Is there still value here? Can we still give value to the holders? Is it possible with the funds that we have and the resources to push this project further and not like string people along with hope, and then 6 months down the road be like, hey, we failed, I'm sorry. Like when you come to that pivot, it's very important as the owners of the project and the people that are advising and working in the project that you understand all that and really have the answers to that before you decide to hit go. So it's good to hear, because I know it's been a while since I've been in your guys' team chats, but knowing that how long it has been, to hear you say that, I know you guys have probably answered all those questions, and you probably have had those conversations, and you know where you want to go with it, and that's exciting, because, and it's cool that your community is still chilling. Like, yeah, we got you, bro. You're like, we're still here. You know why? Because you did nothing but give back to them and make them feel appreciated, and that's what's important here.
Yeah, I mean, they're absolutely 100% behind us, and it's just amazing. After we've been running now for over about 18 months now. So yeah, we've been running for a long time. It's interesting that you bring up the kind of pivoting, because we had to do exactly that. As I'm sure you could remember, part of our initial Gen 1 roadmap was about building a P2E game. And after a couple of months of development of that, we kind of looked at it and we were like, is this really something that people are going to want for the long term, considering how much money that's going to be spent on it? Is it going to be something that's going to keep people coming back and remaining engaged? Or should we look to go down another direction? Which is how we kind of come up with the whole idea of the reward events. And so, of course, we had to go through that process of pivoting and adjusting, adapting. And I mean, as you said, the community has been behind us every single step of the way. They are absolutely amazing. I mean, I've met some of the best people I've met in my entire life while working on SkullClub.
I agree with that statement. We had very close knit communities. And it's funny because, people don't realize how connected we all are. Like, I know Risha still works with you, correct? He's still over at SkullClub.
Yeah, he's our lead dev. Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys all know Risha. I just had him on the channel. He's also part of the Coders team. And that's the cool thing, is that like the people at the Coders, like our family of the Coders, we all have worked with so many projects together. And that's why we built such a relationship. By working on all these other projects together, like we come and go. Like me, I come and go a lot because the task I take on with projects is to pretty much get you guys to a point and then redirect my attention somewhere else, because what I was there to do is pretty much, there's not much more I can do. And you get to that point with Web3 jobs, you can't just sit there and take money. And I never asked for money when I came and worked for you guys. I just wanted to help you guys. You did, of course, at times give me money, and I was very appreciative of it, but I never asked for it, never expected it. I was there to like help you guys because you guys were my friends and my family. So I really
understood what we were doing with it as well. You understood that the whole aim of the project was to literally give back as much as we possibly could to holders. So you were never banging on my door saying, "Hey, I want paying for this," which was really nice, and it was great, obviously, to work with you. But I mean, I would say probably like 30 or 40% of the whole ethos behind our project came from yourself, and of course the wonderful Roberta, who's no longer in Web3. But
Miss Roberta.
Exactly.
Roberta, if you're out there listening, come back. We miss you.
Hopefully they are. Yeah.
We miss you. Roberta was a G. And when I say that, like, I felt smart in this space, but it definitely always made me feel, not to say that they made me feel dumb intentionally, just that their perspective was always like made me say, wait, holy shit, I didn't think of it like that. And that's what's cool when you work with other people, because perspective is everything in this space. Somebody could have a negative perspective, somebody could have a positive perspective, and then someone could have a middle defense perspective. And you put those three perspectives out there, you might not agree with any of them, but you might get a little bit from all of them. And that might be the direction you go, is what you take from everybody. And that's what's cool about Roberto. When we used to work, me and you would be talking about something, and then they would come in and we'd be like, whoa, wait, that makes sense. Let's do that. But we'll do a little bit of this too, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, Roberta was a fountain of knowledge and wisdom. Like, during those difficult days, and they would just say to me that, hey, it's just JPEGs. And I'd be like, yeah, do you know what? You're right. It's just JPEGs. Chill.
Yeah.
Calm down a little bit.
That's all we're doing, guys. We're just trading art that's stored in a wallet online. Exactly. It's cool to look at. Yeah, it's got monetary value, maybe. I mean, it's made up to most people in the real world. Got to remember, crypto is not mass adopted yet. So there's a lot of people out there. You go talk to them about JPEG, they'll think you're crazy. They're like, wait a minute, you got a piece of art in your what? And it's worth how much? Like, I used to tell people how much like a DGOT was worth. They were like, what? It's worth like 20 grand. Like, yeah, it's a picture on my computer. It's worth $20,000. They'd be like, get out of here.
My wife still doesn't get it. She's like, you've got a picture of this animal with a random expression on its face. Why is that worth £1,000? Like, it makes no sense. I'm like, do you know what? In a way, it doesn't, but hey, I like it. So.
Hey, we're just here. We're early. We're vibing. We're just, hey, we're just gonna be here. It's like the .com bubble all again. NFTs and crypto it's the new thing, and a lot of people just don't know about it. But when they do know about it, everybody that's here right now that can hear this and are listening to me on today's date, September 6th of 2023. You guys are all going to make it. You know why? Because you are early. Just remember that. Exactly. We are all still very early to the space, especially NFTs. Crypto, we're still early to mass adoption, but NFTs were even more ahead of the game because, they didn't really get big until, I want to say NFTs, the craze started on Ethereum in like 2021-ish, At least that's when I know as a miner I was making the best money because the fees were getting crazy on all the NFT trading. And then Solana got big in 2021 as well, and started taking off. So we're early guys, and the coders, we're planning on building a future on what we're doing. So hopefully everybody that's listening to this that's here now, you'll look back at it and be like, yeah, he was right.
I'm sure they will.
So do you see yourself outside of just like SkullClub though, do you see yourself like having a future in Web3, like maybe advising for other projects, being a founder who's been through a lot, or like getting jobs like that here and there, like maybe working with other projects of friends, like a friend launches a project and, hey, can you help me out? I could use some advice. Like, do you see yourself doing that kind of work? And there's the camera. The camera just overheated, guys. It's all good. I could switch it real quick. I think what happens is my give me a second to just adjust my lighting here so I don't look all bright and pink. But let me finish the question. So do you see yourself doing Web3 outside of SkullClub?
Yeah, I mean, potentially. It's not something that's particularly on my radar imminently, because we are working very hard at building at the moment. But, as I mentioned earlier, I took on the job with Metaverse Group, got a lot of knowledge from that. So, yeah, I've kind of dipped my toe into it a little bit already. And I would love to make the full transition to full Web3. As you know, I don't make any money from SkullClub. I never will. I don't aim to. So once that's got to a point where it becomes a bit more self-sufficient, perhaps I'll look to dip my toe in a bit further. But of course, if anyone came to me and they were like, "Hey, listen, I know you from SkullClub. I need some assistance with this, or I need some advice," always happy to help. And whether that's kind of a hands-on role or if it's more just kind of be a bit of an advisor, I'm always happy to do that. So yeah, I like to think I'm quite approachable and always willing to help out.
That's good to hear, man. Like I said, the reason I do this series is it's very important in the space that we're in of Web3. If you go on Twitter all day, you literally want to bang your head against the wall because it's literally just toxic people farming engagement, trying to make money because Twitter is going to pay them for impressions. And there's no value there. And then there's people like yourself who are building projects and they're just giving back everything to the holders and really pushing people. And you're not getting any credit. You're not getting any exposure. Nobody knows that you're there. And that's what's wrong with the space. It needs to be opposite. It needs to be changed. We need the positive to be more in people's faces, and that negative crap needs to go away. And the problem is that people just react to the negative stuff more, and people don't realize that they're just making it exist, because by them responding to it, you're just enabling it. So when you see a negative post of someone's trash talking something, just block the person, just ignore them, just move on, because the engagement's what they want. They're doing it purposely. But that's what just sucks about the space, man. That's why I like to bring people like yourself out to like talk about what you're doing, because it's important that people know that you exist, because I wish that there were more founders like you. I wish there was more projects like what you built in this space that are rewarding their holders as much as possible, to the fact that, you're still sustaining the project. But you as a founder, you're not getting rich off of it. You're not like, oh yeah, let me withdraw this soul to my Coinbase real quick and go buy some whatever, go buy some, like, sweep some floors with the money I made off my holders. So it's good that that you're doing that, man. Like I love it. I just love to see it, and that's why I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your experience. What do you think we can do in this space to change that behavior? Do you think it's possible?
Yeah, I definitely think it's possible. I think you're absolutely right in regards to the kind of first initial kind of reaction that people get from the space. Like if they were to go onto Twitter and start looking at these shit posters, and the first thing they see is all these negative comments, and they get put off of it. So we've always tried to build a place where people can come in and they're instantly welcome. They're signposted, they're guided, they're shown the ropes. Nothing makes me happier than when I see someone come in. They're like, "Hey, this is my first NFT, the SkullClub NFT. I've never had one before." We kind of give them as much knowledge as we possibly can, and then I see them in 6 months' time, and they've got a ute as their profile picture or something, and I'm like. And they kind of work their way up. Like nothing makes me prouder than that. Like you started with us, and now you're rocking this. Profile picture worth $2,000 or something. And yeah, I just think that just as people, especially as someone that's like very community focused like myself, signposting and guiding people when they're new to the space is the absolute most important thing that we can do to help the whole space grow, as a whole. Because obviously we need more people, it all needs more investment for it to become more mainstream. And we need to make that kind of transition for people as simple as we can.
Yeah, man, that's good to hear. And I hope we can get there. I really do. Like, I think that's what we're hoping that we can do a lot with this channel. Educating people that might come into the space that are new, that might find us via YouTube, might find us from a partner project that we've done a space with, might just come across the link somewhere and then get some education value out of it. Like, we're just sitting here talking about Web3 and like your journey, and maybe someone's going to hear something you said and be like, you know what, that's pretty awesome, man. Let me explore this avenue a little more, because that's pretty cool, and then you see Ryan Hallworth in the chat.
I can just see, yeah, he can see my church's canvas. I told you I am like obsessed with them, right? So yeah,
I know. I saw him. They're from the UK, right? Correct?
They're a Scottish band. Yeah, they're amazing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've heard a few of their tracks on the radio at one time or another. So yeah, for sure. I remember you going to a concert or two, for sure. But with that said, man, and it's funny, now that I went to my webcam, you can see my monkey. My webcam's a little wider than my actual Sony camera. I'm testing out the Sony camera. I'm still trying to do some changes to it. I had it running for over an hour and it overheated, but that's fine. I only need an hour out of it, so I know at least in the future shows, if I start it right when I go live, I should get through the show with it, so I can stay nice and crisp for you guys and not look like a pale pink background. But it's all good. The content's what we're here for, not looking at me.
No, they have to look at me, right? Not you.
I mean, I could change it so it's only you. Take myself out of the screen, but yeah, man.
No, you're good.
No, that's cool, man. So I'm thinking like maybe we'll do a little something till the people here. Now I know there's a lot of people that are in the server that are new to the channel, but I'm directing towards the people that are here supporting Rob. So if you're from SkullClub and you're watching, and you're not in the coders yet, hop in the server. And like our min is a first come first serve, but there's no guarantees to this. But I'll at least hook a few of the SkullClub diehards up. I love the SkullClub. Just hop in the server, take a picture of your roles in the server that shows me you're a holder, and post it with a picture of us on live right now, and do it in our subproof channel. And if you do that, I'll hook you guys up with a whitelist, compliments of Rob, because he's my homie. And like I said, our mint is first come first serve. It's going to be done in our SPL token. It is a 0 soul mint, but you need our token to mint. And you know how you get that token, because if you're watching on YouTube, you're doing it wrong. We have a player that you can watch, and you earn tokens, our token, while you watch the videos, and hence the watch to earn that we're building here at the Coders. So if you're interested, you want to hop in, you can tag me. I'm giving permission for people to tag me. Most people know not to tag me for stupid shit in the chat, but I'm here to help, and I just want to support Rob. So if anybody posts anything, but make sure you post your holder roles. I need to know you're from SkullClub. So make sure if you're posting pictures of us live, I need to see your roles, or I'll have to send your name off to Rob and verify you're a holder. But I'm only going to give a few out. So, get in there and do it now. And then after the show, I'll go through it and I'll confirm you, and we'll hook you guys up. And just the respect Rob, and yeah, no, actually do tag Bitler. Yeah, please do that. Just tag him all day and see how long it takes him to ban you.
I've just seen that message from the comment there from Pollux. He's someone that came to a lot of our live award events. I think he might think that this is vodka, based off my previous episodes. It's not. You're not going to get a dance from me today, I'm afraid, mate. Sorry to disappoint.
Yeah, for sure. So I do see some people posting up. Like I said, just make sure that you're posting your roles from SkullClub that shows me you're a holder. You have to be a SkullClub holder for this to work. It's not just for anybody. I'm just trying to give back to the community that's given so much, that Rob's given so much to. As a thank you to you for being so positive in this space, and always, just my love for the SkullClub community. Love you guys.
Appreciate it, man.
Nah, man, I appreciate you, man. And don't hesitate to back. Vince, man, he's on vacation just starting fires. Oh man. So what kind of advice would you give somebody that might be thinking about starting a project in this space? Do you have any like solid advice that you wish you would have known when
Yeah.
you first started out?
Take your time. Seriously, take your time. Don't rush anything, because it's very easy to get like really excited and like we're going to push this out, and kind of rush things out because you want to get it out there, right? You're building something, and like I want it to be in front of people's faces as soon as I possibly can, and then you kind of start that process, and then you realize, hey, we completely overlooked this, we completely overlooked that. And so you have to kind of backtrack on yourself, and it makes the whole process a lot more difficult. And hey, I learned the hard way on that. We definitely tried to run before we could walk, and it involved us kind of taking a little bit of a step back, kind of smoothing things over, as you know, which is kind of the time when you came in, Jazz. And you kind of asked some questions that we maybe hadn't thought about at the time. So yeah, just take your time. If you're building something, make sure you do not leave any stone unturned, and like reach out to people if you need any assistance with anything, because you'll find that in this space, especially with like other project founders, there's a lot of assistance there if you just ask for it, and a lot of people are willing to help, because we all want for the entire space to kind of to thrive as a whole, right? So yeah, take your time, ask questions if you need to, and yeah, don't rush anything, because if you do, you will have overlooked something, and it can be a bitch to backtrack. So
Pug said, "Thank you, Rob, for giving back to the community." Because that's one person that was there and that received a lot of cool stuff. I mean, the mint was 0.33 and it moved up to like 0.5, I think, over batches that we ended up doing the mint. So some people would maybe spend anywhere between, I would say, an average of 1 to 3 SOL for their mints. And I can't tell you how much they got back in return. I think everybody at least won something. And if not, they got value out of the community because the community was there. And that's something that's important too. I think a lot of people miss, regardless of floor price, regardless of what the project might be doing, you get a really good value out of a good community, with the people you meet and the education value that you get from it. So it's cool, man. It's really cool to have that experience. Like I said, the OG days, I call them, for me, was building SkullClub with you guys and being a part of it. So it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun back then. March of 2022 was I think when you mint it, right? It was March 2022.
March 25th, 2022. Yeah, exactly.
See, I remember.
You
man.
remember?
I was there. I mean, I was in the server when you first launched the server. I remember I was like the first 100 people to come in the server. So I remember those days. And that's what's cool, man.
It was the love we got from the Wastelanders guys was just crazy. It was Wolf and Wastelanders that I think pushed us to something like, I think, 600 members in the server within the first like 48 hours. We were like, we're going to go crazy. This is going to be on like 100,000 people. And then we kind of got brought back down to earth a little bit. We're like, hey, it's not going to always grow that quickly. But yeah, man, the love we got from Wastelanders community, and of course we still got loads of them in our server. Of course, Risha's on the team. So yeah, the support we had from other projects was paramount to our success overall.
That's the beauty of the network. Well, that's important. There's important value to what you just said, like the support you got from another community. And what's great about that? It works because you were such a good person in that community that when you said, "Hey guys, I'm launching a project," they all were like, "Well, we're there," and they all came because you, as a person, were a positive person in that community. Like in Wolf and in Wastelanders and the other communities that ended up supporting. And if you weren't that positive person, they wouldn't have came. They would be like, "He's a dick. Fuck that guy." Excuse my language if you don't like cursing, but this is plus 8. 18.
I've been trying to rein mine in myself personally. So
hey, but come on, man. The accent allows you to curse. But yeah, at the end of the day, I actually saw that. Rob, are you using Matrica?
No, we use MetaHelix.
Gotcha. Because I saw like in the time that I was talking about giving away some stuff to SkullClub, literally a server role popped up. Vince already created a server role for SkullClub, and now he's trying to add it to Matrica so we could automatically see who holders were. But
cool. Okay. Well, maybe I can get that set up. And
no, it's all good. Don't spend money to just get a role in our server, please. Don't do that. We just use Matrica, should I say, in our server because it allows us to see the blue chips and our partners like DGods and Blocksmith Labs and all the FFF, the grifters like to use the PFPs to try to get trust, and we get to call them out like, "Yo, bro, where's your Matrica role? You don't own your PFP." I do that pretty much all day.
We're not stupid, man.
Yeah. I call those people out and I ban them. I mean, if you come into our server, listen, just like you were talking about, your server was built by, you know, so and so communities. Our server, you know, Vince has a very extensive network. He's been a DGOD OG from the day one. So as soon as he created this project, like, that community supported Vince. So, you know, in our community, and the same thing with Blocksmith Labs, they're one of our biggest partners. Love the Blocksmith guys. You know, they literally all came over, founders, team members, OGs, they're all in our server. So like, it's important that we don't let people disrespect those communities. I'm not going to let you rock a DGOD if you don't own it, because you're actually bumping shoulders with the dev and the team members and the co-founder of DGODs in our community. So we're not going to let you do it. You know, it's just that's the way it's got to be. So, you know, it's important that we don't allow that stuff to happen in our community. And it's not just those communities. It's anything we have magical roles for. If you don't have the magical role to go with the PvP, you cannot rock it, and you will get banned. I will warn you. I will ask you questions, and if you ignore me, I will just kick you. I don't even care. No grifters allowed should be on our Discord. But back to what you were saying, like with the communities and how you build the communities and how people support each other. Do you still see people like from SkullClub, like every community you join, do you see like everybody's together still? Like, I see that a lot. Like, do you always see like the same people from SkullClub and all these other servers when you go into them?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, even in Web3, you know, word of mouth is still the best form of advertisement, right? And so when you get all these people into the community, they're talking about, you know, other projects they're involved in, and people like familiarity. You know, they like to go into a server and see someone that they know. They're like, oh, hey, I know you from this server. So people I tend to just kind of follow each other, which is really cool. And it's nice to know when you go into a whole new server, and you know nothing about this project. You're just kind of dipping in, and you see some people you know. Which is really cool. Just makes it a much more easy transition into a new project. So yeah, I see that a lot.
And
I see Ryan Howarth in here as well. I just want to shout him out real quick because he's the one that designed the logo for us. So, which of course I'm rocking my t-shirt now. So hi, Ryan.
Again, back to the networking thing. You see Ryan, who designed another project's logo, and he's on part of the coders team. We are a very tight network, guys. Like, we literally have like worked together in so many different things. And Ryan is one of the best UIs, graphic designers you're going to find. So blessed to have him on the coders team. The man is a blessing. Like, literally, he can do anything with anything that you give him. Like, here's and a stick figure. Well. Yeah, make this look like a DGOD. Let me stretch that out. Hold on, I'll be right back. Here's your stick figure. It looks like a DGOD. Like, oh, how'd you do that? He's like over there sweating. We think like it took him like 10 minutes, but no, the guy
very talented.
Yes, super talented. Has done a lot of design work. Some of his actual like logo work that he's done and like branding for different companies, it's absolutely amazing. So thank you, Ryan. I will thank you too, because it's an honor to work with you and have you on the Decoders team.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I'm drinking tea because I'm talking to my friends here.
I'm going to upset the whole of the UK, but I don't like tea. I don't drink it. I stick to coffee. So yeah, I'm wearing a Canadian baseball team on my head, so maybe I should become a Canadian citizen. I don't know.
He's fake, guys. He's fake. The accent is fake. He's actually American. Get him out of here. He's supporting. He's rocking a PFP from the UK, and he doesn't have the magical rolls. He doesn't have the T in him. I'm exposing you, bro.
I'm the worst British person in the world, I think.
Well, I don't know about that. I've met a few that are pretty bad in some servers in my day. I actually get cursed out pretty regularly by a few in servers that I mod in. Then I'm just like, whatever, bro. I know you're just miserable. It's cool. Not
one thing we do have is we have a very a good way with words when we're cursing. Some of the things that we can think up when it comes to cursing is just amazing. So yeah, we've got that at least.
Yeah, it's definitely cool, man. I'm just looking at some of the people that are posting up here in the server. I see a few people have posted screenshots of us, and we're in such great positions in these screenshots. Let me tell you.
Okay.
I love when people post screenshots from the lives, and they always catch us. We're like, like in some weird position, like like doing some weird shit. It's just funny, man. It's a laugh, but that's part of what we want to do with this project, though, is we want people to see us. We want people that are in our project that are supporting us to know who we are. Because then we're not just a PFP in the server, and you did that a lot. And that's what's cool about what you did in your community. every week you turned on the camera and you're like, hey guys, let's give some stuff back. It was like a game show in the server. It's like, yeah, it's game week, like game night, let's go. And it was
we
just,
even had that like intro made up for us, didn't we? With like the game show music on the background. It was awesome.
it was so interactive, and you don't see like, and that's what's cool about it. That's what built the community, and that's what, like, I love the direction that we took with Decoders, because I want to be in front of people. I want people to know who I am. I want you to see my face and know me. So when we're in the server talking, you're not just thinking I'm some PFP. You actually can like visualize me talking to you and like hanging out with you, and I feel like somebody, you know, you might know. And I think that's what's important about the Web3 space. We need to get there. We need everybody to get to this level where you got that connection. You know, we go on Twitter Spaces and we talk all the time. Imagine if Twitter Spaces was all on camera. Imagine that, you know, somebody came up and like was just talking some shit, and you get to see him like, this dude's just a jerk. You could just tell by his mannerisms he's a dick, you know. But you know, he's not just a voice. But you know, you guys get what I'm saying. Like, I love seeing Web3 go this direction, where we're in front of the cameras and we're docs. Because I mean, everybody's like, oh, you're not docs. Like, I mean, anybody can just make up fake stuff anyway and put it online. I mean, are you truly doxxed if people don't actually see who you are? You know what I mean? Like, just because they have your name doesn't really mean you're doxxed. So,
yeah, exactly. I mean, one of the only negatives really to Web3 is that kind of barrier between a personal connection. And it's good that this is starting to become a bit more it's a bit more of the norm. You know, people kind of doxing themselves, guys like yourselves getting in front of the camera to bring that personal connection back, because that's going to be a way in which we can help to onboard more people overall. You know, that overall kind of, I guess, transparency is the word. You know, this is who we are, and you know, get it all out there, which is it's great for transparency.
So I'm looking, I see people on our server talking about SkullClub, and let's see what's going on here. I see some people chatting. Over here. I see somebody bought a few. That's cool. I appreciate the support. Like I said, Rob is building more than just a floor price PFP. It's a community. It's a vibe, and it's a positive force in this space, and that's what's important to me. As a person that's worked in this space for 2 years, I see more negative than I see positive. So when I see that positive, you got to latch on to the positive people in the space, and you need to like figure out what they're doing. And like, that's why I want to talk to you. Like, why are you so nice? Like, why are you so positive in this like mean ass space? Like, what is not broken you down yet? like, why are you not miserable and just like cursing people out daily? And like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you still want to help people? I think that's what it generally comes down to. You generally, as a person, want to help people. And I think that's your personality. And I love seeing it, man. It's awesome. Just like I said, I can't say enough good things about you, Rob.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I mean, I just wanted to kind of, you know, give back to the space as a whole, really, because when I first joined the space, I wasn't in a particularly kind of good place in my life personally. And so joining that WooF server where I was like welcome with open arms, and it completely changed my life. And I just want to give back to it. And just kind of, once again, as I said earlier, it's not about the money for me. It's just all about networking, getting to know people, talking to people, which is something I really enjoy. And I've worked in sales my entire life. So, you know, I'm very much a people person. I like to talk to people. So I get as much back from the space as I give out, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, I like I said, firsthand, I've seen your work, man. I'm just really, I wish there was more people like you pretty much in this space, man. I wish I could clone you and like put you in the projects. Like, this project needs a little Rob. Here you go. Put him over there. You know, like, because you need that energy, like that charisma of like that positive enforcement. Some people just can't be positive. They're just miserable. And then some people that like do a lot of Web3 stuff, you know, they're very sheltered because, you know, there's a lot of people that are just devs that just don't interact with people. They don't have the social skills to do it. That's why they have community managers that go out in their front. When you have somebody that's the founder and the community manager, the front and the back, you know, doing everything, like, that's special in this space to have someone that can do it all and handle it all well. So, I mean, I can go back to like the first spaces. Do you remember our first spaces with SkullClub?
And we had Carol Baskin come in.
It was fucking iconic.
The actual Carol Baskin. We're like, what is this?
They're like, Carol Baskin, like, what? And she came up, started talking. It was really Carol Baskin, and like, she followed me on Twitter.
Right?
She still follows me on Twitter.
It was amazing. Unfortunately, no Twitter Spaces I've done since then has been quite as eventful. So my first ever one was definitely still the highlight. But yeah, it was amazing.
It was like we went on for like a month just talking about Carol Baskin and the server because she's not like a celebrity. She's just like in the news for what was it? Her husband,
A
or
Tiger
her,
King thing, yeah.
somebody killing somebody and with tigers involved. I don't know the specifics, but she lives down here in Florida where I'm at. So it was kind of weird that she followed me, and I was just like, I'm gonna stay away from that. Carol Baskin, if you're out there, we love you. Don't you know, don't take us out, man. We're needed for this space. Appreciate that, Pollux. Appreciate that. If this Discord and notification gets out of the way, let me put it up here. But yeah, for sure, man. There's a lot of us that really are trying to do good. Like Decoders, for example, we're trying to build something that's going to benefit all of you. We're building a platform with YouTube, and we're bringing the Web3 NFT sides, and we're gonna just try to make sure that people, in a way, can have this NFT and be part of the project and makes part of the revenue. There's some cool stuff that we have planned for Decoders, where a lot of people that are new to the Decoders channel, you have no idea what we're going to be doing because you just joined yesterday or the day before. But we're going to have an AMA as soon as Vince is back in town, and we're gonna fill you guys in for sure. Jazz's new buddy. Who's my new buddy?
Carol Baskin, I think.
Carol Baskin. Yeah. So yeah, when Carol I interview, I'm gonna get her on the show, guys. What are you guys gonna do then? What do I get? I like cookies, so send me a bunch of cookies. I might need security too, but at the end of the day, what the space needs is the positivity. We need to get away from the toxicity. We need to get away from I'm better than you ego bullshit. We need to get away from all that. We need to get to, we're human beings. We're here in a space that's brand new and fresh to a lot of people. How can we help each other? And that's the attitude we need to bring to the space. That's what we need to bring to the projects. And that, as founders, we need to get our communities to then give out, because you see communities where you have those toxic communities that just like bash people, and the whole community can be toxic. And I, as a founder, I don't ever want to see that. If anybody in Decoders becomes super toxic on Twitter, I will buy you out of the project to get rid of you. I will literally be like, how many NFTs do you have? I will pay you 3 times the floor price to get the fuck out, because I don't want it in my space. I'd rather lose money and spend it on something that's overvalued by buying you out at 3 times the floor price, just to not have you with my project attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want that.
And he's serious because he offered this to many people at SkullClub. so I know he's serious when he says
I have bought a few people out of projects.
Negativity breeds negativity at the end of the day, and it just brings everyone down.
But that's the thing. If I can use money to get rid of a problem, to me, that's a solution. And it's not always a solution for everybody, because not everybody would be in a good spot to do that. But if you have that and you're able to use it and it betters everybody, to me, that's a win. And that's pretty much, what the project you build is, what you do to the space. You're like, hey, I can raise money this way, and then I can give it right back this way. And we can have a lot of fun doing this. And that's what you've been doing for the last year and a half,
Exactly.
So awesome, guys. We need to find more people like Rob. If you do know more people like Rob, let me know, because I would love to have them on the show. Also, Rob, do you know anybody that's like us that maybe I should interview? Maybe we should deep dive into them. I mean, I know I've already interviewed a few of the people that we've worked with, so they're off the books. But if you have any ideas for anybody that's like super positive in this space that not a lot of people know about, they're under the radar.
Have you spoken to Alika at any point?
I work with Alika still.
Oh, okay.
I work with him. I still work with Jelly, and Alika works in Jelly. We work on.
Of course, he does. Yes,
he's the lead of Soul Suite, and I help them out with some of the advising for projects and stuff when they bring in projects for Soul Suite. So I'm still communicating. I actually have a few notifications I need to check after the show in that server, because we're onboarding a project. So we're doing some reviews of projects right now. But yeah, Alika's a cool dude. It's a good idea. Maybe I will get him on a show in the future. We'll talk about his journey and everything. But this goes for anybody that's in the coders. If you guys know founders or other people that nobody knows about, they're doing positive things, drop me their Twitter. I'll take a look, see what they're up to, and maybe we'll get them on a show on a deep dive series, and we'll talk a little bit about their Web3 journey. it's important that we showcase the positive and, ignore the toxic. And that's what the message is here. That's what Deep Dive is supposed to be about. And maybe you find a cool project and another cool founder you can support if you really like supporting people in the NFT space that are doing well for others. That's another cool thing. But end of the day, Rob, I appreciate your time. I do know you have a wife that you're going to have to pick up here soon. So don't want to like me get lost in words, start asking you questions and us get too wrapped up in that. But
no, I'm sure she wouldn't want me to be late picking her up after a 12-hour shift that she's just had.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure you don't have to sleep on the couch tonight, man. So I'm looking out for
I appreciate
you,
that.
just
Thank
like you look out for the holders. Hey, the wife needs a ride. I got to make sure I'm there early. I got everything ready. Get out, open the door for whatever I got to do. Whatever I got to do. That way, I'm not getting yelled at for the however long the ride is on the way home. But yeah, end of the day, man, just want to tell you how much I appreciate you. I love what you do to this space. I hope that the future for what you do in Web3 continues to be this way for you. I hope nobody like makes you feel like you shouldn't be here or discourages you to push on. Even if you fail, we have to fail in this space. It happens. We all fail, and it's all about how we move on and pivot and get back
and
up,
bounce back. Exactly.
Yeah, man. But nothing but love for you, brother. And I wish you all the success, man. And anytime you want to come back on the show and just chit chat, if you want to talk about, when you guys get ready to relaunch Gen 2, get in touch with me and maybe we can do something, have a little show and we'll talk about some things, maybe do some sneak peeks on the live stream.
That sounds good.
You're part of the family, brother. So
always happy to come back, man. It's been really fun.
Yeah, for sure, man. So for everybody in the coders, we have a lot of new people here. Stick around. I'm going to just say thank you again to Rob one more time. He's going to head off, and then I'm just going to fill you guys in on a few little things that we're doing at the coders before I end the show. So Rob, once again, man, much love to you, brother. Anything you want to say before you leave?
Thanks for very much for inviting me on. It's been good reconnecting with you because it's been way too long. And anybody that's in here listening wants to find out a bit more about us. Just feel free to head over into our Discord. You'll get a very warm welcome from us. It'll be great to connect with some new faces, new people. Feel free to head over and come say hello.
Much love, man. I do appreciate you so much, man. I hope you have a great night. And like I said, much success for you, brother.
And you, brother. Take it easy.
Thanks,
everyone.
All right, guys. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I know this is the first show for a lot of you guys here at the Coders. So I just wanted to touch base with you a little bit, let you guys know what we're doing. So pretty much you guys are starting to learn, we have a watch to earn player where you can log in on our server. You can, no, I can't drop alpha yet, King. Vince will fly at the States and kill me, but you can watch on the watch to earn player. And what you can do is you can earn our token, and our token is going to be used, yes, for mint, which is coming up October 3rd. We did announce it. First show after we announced it, October 3rd. Get ready. But you'll be able to use it to mint, of course. And then once the NFT is in your wallet, you'll be able to use this token for a lot of other things. We're including an LP that we're going to build. So the alpha might be maybe you don't want to mint. Maybe you want to buy on secondary because you want to keep the tokens that you're earning. Could be some alpha, could be a strategy to play. If you are in the OG and the first come, first serve whitelist, because all the phases are kind of first come, first serve, you might also not get upset if you can't mint. Maybe it mints out immediately. Don't be upset because, again, the alpha is going to be get them on secondary, become a holder because we got a lot cooking. This is a long-term vision, what we're building. We're going to be doing different batches of NFTs, so it's not going to be the only 3,000. The collection will grow as the YouTube channel grows, so there will be more NFTs released later, so you can always have a chance to get more. But you're going to want to get the NFT, whether or not you buy it on secondary or you can mint it. If you can mint it, awesome. But don't get upset. Don't FUD us out to death because it minted out. Trust me, just stay with us. We're building some cool shit here. We're in it to build the community, to build and help content creators. And everybody in the community is going to be part of our YouTube channel. Like once you're an NFT holder, you own this channel just like we do. It's part yours. You're going to be part of the owners because you're going to get all these different things back. We have so much planned in ways that you can actually earn just by being an NFT holder, whether it be royalties that you can maybe win on a YouTube video. And then for the rest of your life, that YouTube video, any money that it brings in, you're going to have that revenue stream. And you never know, we have a video go viral and you just happen to have royalties on it. It could change your life. It could change our life too. It could change our project's life, but that's what it is. We're all in it together. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that's joined the last 3 days. Vince will be back, and he will be the guy you're going to see on camera a lot more than me. But in the meantime, myself and Epiphany have taken over the channel because Vince is away on vacation. So I just want to say thank you guys so much, everybody that's joined, all the new people in the server. I know it's kind of crazy and it's a little confusing at first. Stick with it. Hang out with us. Like I said, we're just a little overwhelmed because we've had a lot of people join the last 3 days, but nothing but love for you guys. If you have any questions, let us know. We have 2 shows tomorrow. They're going to be live with Epiphany, I believe the same times as last week, which should be, I think the late show I'm not too positive for. I'm not going to say times because I'm actually not positive, but there's going to be a show in the morning Eastern time and a show in the evening Eastern time. I'm just not sure of the actual time, so I'll make sure she posts it up. It might actually be in the events on our server. I haven't looked. But make sure you pay attention to them. She's doing some really cool stuff, roundtables with other creators, their struggles and their visions and why they create and why they're into space. So it's really educational if you're like into how creators work in the space. So definitely make sure you check out those 2 shows tomorrow. I think Vince is back on the 14th of September. And I'm just going to tell you guys now, we're going full throttle. From September 14th, the day he gets back to the time we meant, we are going to have streams all the time. We're gonna 2 times a day. We might even do marathon streams. Like there's going to be content. We might have our friends come back. You know, we've had a lot of people on the channel that love what we're doing, and I'm sure they're going to come back and show up just in a stream randomly and like, hey, that's so and so from this project, and that's so and so from this project. So again, much love to you guys. If you guys got questions, hit them in the chat, and just stay patient. Check out some of our AMAs. And when Vince is back, we're going to schedule an AMA so you guys can ask us live questions, anything you want to know about the project, the vision, the tokenomics, you know, everything that we're trying to build. But end of the day, just nothing but love for everybody that's joined us recently. If anybody does have any questions, let's see. You will never be able to claim as many views as you can right now. Vince is dropping alpha in the chat. And I don't know what this means. I don't know what he's talking about, but Vince is he's dropping some stuff that I'm not sure what he's talking about, but we're not doing it anymore apparently. No, but what he's saying is you're not gonna be able to earn views because we're gonna half views how much you can earn on videos, and you're gonna need to be a holder, and then when you're a holder, you'll be able to earn. And of course, the more you hold, the more it's going to benefit you. Little alpha there too. So pay attention, guys. Keep up on things. Watch the videos. Yeah, it's not English. Fuck it, he said. I can hear your French accent when you talk in the channel. But yeah, nothing but love for you guys. Sorry I'm rambling on. I just wanted to welcome everybody that's new to the channel because we do have a lot more viewers tonight, a lot more people paying attention. I'm actually letting you earn a few extra views by me rambling on. So make sure you claim your views now before I end the stream, so you don't forget. If you're watching the player, claim your views. And nothing but love to you guys. I'm gonna head out. Peace out. We'll see you in the next show.